top one food that all women, if you are here and if you are women, and if you are over 35, 40 years old, this type of food is a must. 2 weeks ago, I was in the gym exercising, and then I started having a conversation. One lady asked me really related to the exercise, and then I started talking to her. She was like 45 years old, 45, 50 years old. And then she started talking about her issues that she's facing to get results, to get a great physique, to lose weight. She was trying to lose weight. She said, no, Tiago, because I'm really busy throughout the whole day. I need to take care of my family. I need to work. Besides that, I need to take care of my mom who is sick. And I really work. And at the same time, I'm focused on eating healthier, but I'm not getting the results that I want. I really want to lose that belly fat. I feel that my body's inflamed. I don't have energy. I have pain, my muscles. I'm having some signs that I'm feeling older already. I'm feeling older. And then she asked me, what should I do, Tiago? What really do I need? What am I missing here based on what I told you? I told her, look, what you need to do is planting the right seed in the right soil. You're not planting the seed correctly. What do you mean? Every single time that you want to have a great shape, to fix your health, to optimize your health while you are getting older, you need to look at the seeds in nature. If you plant the seed in the wrong environment, the most important part between the planting and harvesting, there is the watering and waiting. Many of you, it's like you, all of you, are always planting the wrong seed in the wrong environment, not waiting, not watering the seed. That's why you are not harvesting, getting the harvest correct that you wish, that you want. Your tree is not becoming beautiful because you're not taking care, you're not watering correctly that seed. That's exactly what I said to her. Look, based on everything that you told me, the first mistake that you're doing, you are not choosing the right seed because it doesn't matter. Look at nature. If you pick the wrong seed for you to get your best physique and you plant the seed in the wrong environment, in the street, even if you wait, you don't get results. Even if you water the seed, you don't get results. Why? Wrong environment. You need the right seed, the right environment. Tiago, what do you mean by that? I'm confused. The top one food that you should prioritize is the seed that you need to plant inside your body. Every single day, you need to get this seed. The analogy is that top one food you need to plant inside your body, and then you need to water that, and then you need to wait because the harvest will come and it's going to be beautiful, the result. The type of food that your body is desperately asking for every single day is protein, because every single day you are eating your protein. The amount that you're eating is for survival. There are two different types here. When we think about the protein that you need for you to solve your problem, there are two things. The intake that you are eating, many of you are eating only the amount of survival, just for you to survive. But there is amount of optimization for you to optimize yourself, for you to, boom, speed up your results. Tiago, but protein, yeah, I know, I always hear this. That's the difference. It's because you have no clue what protein is causing in your hormones. The worst thing that you can ask me is, Tiago, I need to balance my hormones. How do I do this? I ask, are you eating more protein to balance your hormones? No. I thought that was to take medication to balance my hormones. Guys, remember, every single day that you are missing a compound, an amino acid called tyrosine. Tiago, where do I find this amino acid in my food the most? Protein, animal protein especially. You have tyrosine, for example, as well in some vegetable protein, for example, tofu. But majority is from animal protein. Get this, every single day that you miss this compound, this nutrient, this amino acid called tyrosine, you are affecting your thyroid. All of you guys who are having hypothyroidism, many of you even, there is a paper showing that almost 50% who have thyroid issues, they don't know yet. Almost 50%. So maybe some of you have thyroid issues, you are struggling to speed up your metabolism, you are struggling to lose belly fat, and you have no clue that's happening right now. So I'm just giving you the alert. Almost 50% are having thyroid issues, hypothyroidism, because they don't know, and they don't know they have. And one of the things that creates hypothyroidism is lack of what? Tyrosine, an amino acid that you find where? In protein. I need to optimize my T4 hormone, thyroxine. Exactly. So for you to optimize your thyroxine, your T4 hormone, you need tyrosine, this amino acid that you find in protein. But what's the amount of tyrosine in the protein that you're eating, that you're consuming per day? Do you know? If you don't know, how do you want to solve your problem? Forget it. You're going to keep feeling frustrated forever. You need healthy thyroid. And to have healthy thyroid, you need tyrosine that you find in protein. Animal protein, especially, all of them you have, but also vegetable protein you have in less amounts. If you are vegan, you're going to struggle a little bit more. You need to go harder compared to someone who eats animal protein. People who are vegan, they need to work harder. They need to pay attention more because it becomes it more challenging for them to eat. They literally need to increase their intake. That's what happens. You decided to be vegan, you need to be aware that you need to go harder. Be aware of your choices. Vegan is amazing, but it just becomes amazing if you're reaching those details, because without having tyrosine, you're going to keep feeling really weak. You, instead of helping a problem, helping this problem that you're having, you're actually increasing problems. Tell what else? Why do I need more protein? Guys, remember this, there is a randomized control trial, renowned paper showing that those people who eat more protein, they modulate their hormone called ghrelin. Why is that important? Ghrelin, it's a crucial hormone if you want to lose weight. None of you will lose weight correctly if your ghrelin hormone is imbalanced. And one of the main strategies to balance your ghrelin hormone is by increasing your protein. Why is that, Thiago? Because ghrelin, if it's high for too long, you're gonna eat more. You're gonna have cravings at the wrong time, the time that your gut doesn't want. You're almost falling asleep, but 10 minutes ago, you ate something because you had cravings. And then you go to bed, but your gut is working. Guess what's gonna happen with you? Some people, I know people in my family, like people like uncles, they literally waking up 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., 11 p.m., 1 a.m. because they felt hungry. Why? Because their ghrelin hormone is not modulated. How do you modulate your ghrelin hormone? Increasing your protein intake. How do I modulate my thyroid hormone, especially my T4? Increasing your protein intake. How do I avoid my cortisol hormone to spike? Increasing your protein intake. How do you want to modulate your hormones if you're not even doing the basics of eating higher amounts of protein? Tiago, what's the time of the day? I'm going to tell you. If you are going to stay here, you're going to learn the best time of the day to have more protein, how to divide your protein, the best amount, the best intake that your body needs for you to speed up your results. I'm going to teach you this if you stay here. Get this. Every single time that you are eating your protein, another amino acid that's called cysteine. Tiago, why is that important? Cysteine is the amino acid that helps reduce inflammation. I want to reduce inflammation in my body. Are you eating more protein to increase more cysteine? I didn't know that, Tiago. Yeah, now you know. So let's see what you're going to do about it after you finish this live. I wanted to give you self-awareness. Self-awareness here. Wake up, because you're not eating enough cysteine to reduce inflammation. Cysteine is crucial. Tiago, I'm feeling older. I really want to slow down my age. My skin is bad, Tiago. I'm 45. My skin is completely different to 10 years ago. Increase the amount of cysteine in your body because cysteine is the amino acid that helps longevity. Where do I find cysteine, Tiago? In the protein that you're not eating. You're forgetting. You're literally forgetting. You find the protein that you're not eating. What are you doing, guys, with your body? It's time to focus a little bit less in your job, focus more on yourself. Details. Tiago, every single time that I eat more protein, I feel bad. My stomach, I don't feel good when I eat more protein. Of course, you are thinking that you're going to increase your protein without doing all the tasks. You're going to have a big illusion. That's why many of you, when you start trying to eat more protein, you don't feel that's digesting correctly. Why? Because while you are increasing your protein, you need to take care of what? Your stomach. The area, the organ that will start digesting and absorbing your protein that you're eating more will be your stomach. But let's suppose you have inflammation in your stomach because you're not consuming zinc, because you don't have digestive enzymes anymore, because you already have gastritis. The lining of your stomach is already inflamed because you're not taking care of the inflammation levels. How do you want to digest and absorb that amount of protein? That's why the solution for your problems is increasing the protein, but your body is not handling that amount of protein. That's exactly why in my program, everybody in phase 1 that we go by phases in my program. In phase 1, everybody should optimize their gut microbiome, their digestive system. They need to optimize, otherwise nothing that they eat, if they increase their protein or fiber or whatever, they have problems. I don't want this. And I want to make sure that everybody's optimizing their digestion because otherwise, forget it. You increase your protein, you have more bloating. You increase your protein, you pay attention to that. You increase type of bacteria called proteobacteria. I'm going to tell you a secret. If you have more than 5% of this type of bacteria in your gut, more than 5%, if you have more than this, your inflammation will increase. Guess what type of foods that can also increase that type of inflammatory bacteria just because of a poor digestion? Guess which type of food? Protein as well. Thiago, I'm confused. Are you saying to me that eating more protein is a solution? Now are you telling me that if I eat more protein and my body doesn't digest correctly, it doesn't absorb correctly, I can increase a inflammatory bacteria called proteobacteria, type of bacteria called proteobacteria? That's what are you saying to me? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying to you. Proteobacteria is a type of bacteria that it increases when you eat junk food as well. But the problem is because even a healthy food, a healthy protein that's supposed to help you, it will help you, but only. There is a micro part here, only if your body digests and absorbs that. Guys, that's why I'm always remind you, take care of your stomach to digest that correctly. Take care of your saliva. Some of you are not producing enough saliva. How do you want to digest your fat and your carbs? To digest fat, to digest carbs correctly, step number 1 is from the enzymes that you have in your saliva. But you're not drinking enough water to produce enough saliva. Basic mistake. Basic mistake. You need to make sure that all the categories in your digestive system are working correctly, efficiently to digest that protein. Proteobacteria, you can only have 5% because they are inflammatory. And one of the things, besides like junky food, fried food, ultra-processed food that also increase this proteobacteria. Also, protein when your stomach is poor. You have gastritis. You are not producing, Thiago, I'm 45. I feel that when I eat the food, I feel that acidity. I have heartburn. Sign that you're not producing enough stomach acid You put a amount of food in your lunch. You put an amount of food in your lunch. The worst thing that you started doing was eating fast. So you didn't break down the food correctly because you were checking your phone. That whole amount went to your stomach. Your stomach, instead of producing that amount of stomach acid, now just because you are getting older, your stomach is producing 50% of that stomach acid. Guess what's going to happen? The accumulation of food inside your stomach to digest will be much higher. The efficiency will be lower. What's going to happen? Heartburn, gastritis, stomach pain. I'm having stomach pain. Why is that? Because you're not producing enough stomach acid. That's why I'm telling you. In my program, we prioritize strengthen the stomach to produce more stomach acid. In my program, we always prioritize that. In phase one, we call. If you don't focus on this, if you try to increase your protein, you're going to have more problems instead of helping you because protein is crucial. Thiago, how do I have to eat my protein? How? Pay attention now. Write this down. What we know already is always better. In the morning is a great time for you to have more protein. Increase the protein in your breakfast. Thiago, I don't feel hungry early morning. You don't need to eat early morning. Eat a little bit later. Thiago, I really struggle to eat more protein because I feel full super easy. Why don't you buy a protein powder? Solution. Thiago, is because when I eat that amount of chicken, I really feel worse. Why don't you buy a plant-based protein? Why don't you buy collagen high in protein? You're focusing on the problem instead of focusing on the solution. Thiago, I don't believe in you. Your body is not believing you anymore with this type of behavior that you are giving to yourself. Excuses. Your body is not believing you anymore. It's time for you to distribute your protein. Hard to eat, solid protein. Go to powder to help you to increase that amount of protein. Tiago, I don't feel good with plant-based protein. Tiago, I don't feel good with whey protein. Go to collagen. Go to collagen. Easy. You put in water, easy. I explain exactly how to do this with collagen in my program. I have a video training in my program teaching exactly how to do this using collagen as well. I like plant-based protein as well, but in my case, I do both, but I teach exactly how to do this correctly. But you need to be aware of those details. Tiago, if I forgot, some days I forget, and then some days I decide to eat a lot of protein, one single meal in the evening. Tiago, in some days, in the evenings, I eat more protein. Is that correct? No. Wrong. The closer to your bedtime, the more careful you need to be which type of digestible protein you are eating. If you decide to eat a bunch of chicken, 8 p.m., red flag for you. You are 45 already. Besides that, you are not taking care of your stomach. How do you want your stomach to digest that protein? You need to go to something lighter. Or you need to increase the amount in your breakfast, in your lunch, in your snack in the afternoon, and reduce the amount in the evening. And in the evening, you go to something that's easier to digest. Proteins that are easier to digest. Your stomach will say, thank you, Maria. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Kate. Because you gave me something easy for me to digest at the time that I want to have a break. Break time is in the evening. And then, and then look what you do, usually. Look what you do. You, every single day in the morning, you just drink like a coffee, boom. Instead of having at least like 3 fingers of water, put in more collagen or protein powder because you are full already, but at least you put a little bit and then you do like a boom, quick shot to increase your protein intake. When it's afternoon, instead of having, I'm super full, you do like a half a cup of protein shake because you're full, or you have like a bowl of yogurt or and then you put more collagen. There is always a solution. But what do? No, you eat apple in the afternoon. Are you literally skipping a time that's crucial? Because in the afternoon, your hormones are more likely to, your cortisol is supposed to go down. Your melatonin is supposed to go up. Your hormone melatonin. Remember that Melatonin is crucial to reduce inflammation. So if you're not increasing melatonin, especially in the evening for you to sleep well, forget it. You don't reduce inflammation. How do you do this? How do you increase your melatonin in the evening? When you are not increasing your cortisol because you're having cravings and feeling hungry in the evening at the wrong time. Why is that, Thiago? Because you just ate an apple in your afternoon. Wrong. Why didn't you eat the apple plus another source of protein? Combining. Why didn't you do this? I forgot. You are focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. What's the solution for that? Set an alarm. 4 p.m., I'm setting the alarm. Increase my protein take at 4 p.m. Tiago, I'm giving you, I'm telling you the excuse that you give to yourself. I'm giving you here. You give me your excuses, I give you back the solution for you to stop sabotaging yourself, because it's all about self-sabotage. Tiago, but I'm busy in the afternoon. I forget too much. Do an emergency pack, put in one small package, 2-3 scoops of protein inside your bag. Wherever you go, you just put water, mix it up, boom, you're increasing your protein take. It's time to stop giving excuse. In my program, we are constantly thinking about digestion for protein. Digestion for protein is crucial. Always be aware of that. Tiago, and in the morning, is more important than in the evening? Yes. There are already papers showing that when you have more protein in the morning, you are literally helping your whole day for you to reduce your cravings. All of you who miss the amount of protein in your mornings and in your afternoons, you always have trouble in the evening. What's the time of the day that you feel worse about food, that you think about food the most? What's the time? Evenings. What's the time that you sabotage yourself? What's the time of the day that you sabotage yourself? Evenings. What's the time that you're more likely to have more stress because you're mentally exhausted, tired? Evening. And what are you doing to avoid this in the evening? For you to feel great, for you to feel full in the evening. What are you doing throughout the day? Nothing. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything to stop that craving and hunger in the evening. Your body is designed for you to eat really well. You can eat really well, but early evening, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. 6 to 7 p.m., amazing time. You can even eat really well. But 8, 9, you're not supposed to eat a lot. But you're doing the opposite. That's the top one mistake that I see. Top one. And imagine, you're getting older. Boom, every year. Boom, cells are dying, are supposed to die, but they are becoming zombie cells. Today, I received the news. Someone told me that her friend in her neighborhood passed away because of a stroke. Guess what happens? And the girl was around 60, 55 to 60, had a stroke. Why? Not focusing on herself, focusing on other people. She was a doctor. Get this, she was a doctor. Pleasing, helping many people, but not helping herself. Guys, I want you to give that self-awareness. People always go back to their health when it's too late. People always look at themselves internally when the bomb is about to explode. I'm going to remind you this because you need to understand this. Every year, you are more likely to have disease. Every year. Why, Thiago? Why I'm not doing anything? That's the reason why. The reason why you are more likely to have more problems every single year, it increases that percentage, is because you're not doing anything about it. Ah, Thiago, but I'm just focusing on eating more, drinking more water. It's a holistic approach. There are so many things that you need to connect, the dots that you need to connect. I told you about the protein, but I told you at the same time that by focusing on your protein intake to increase, but without focusing on stomach to produce stomach acid, you don't solve your problem. You don't solve your problem. It's holistic. You need to connect the dots. Your body is so incredible that it's your body trying to help you, but you're not helping your body. Connecting the dots. Balance your hormones. Start with this. So the person like passed away, stroke, 55, 60 years old, super young, super young. That's not acceptable at all. People having problems too early. That's not acceptable. People having cancer in their 40s, not acceptable. It's time to reverse that. The information is bigger. Why do you think that the information just increased? Information is everywhere. Technology in health, medicine is improving like crazy, is in the peak. Why do you think people are getting sicker more often, having diseases earlier than they supposed to have? Instead of having a cancer in their 90s, they're having their 50s. Having a heart issue in their 70s, 80s, they are having their 40s. Why is that? Because these micro tasks that I'm telling you here, you don't associate. Oh, yeah. Maria had a stroke, and then you never associate with these micro behaviors that you are doing every single day. And you always think that this will never happen with you. You don't care. I'm telling you, it's time to do this micro test because sooner or later, our body will ask back and say, what are you doing for me to avoid this disease, this inflammatory disease? Guys, this is always an inflammatory environment that start happening inside your cells, in your body. That's why my goal is to reduce inflammation in our body as much as possible. In my program, we are constantly talking about inflammation. Everything that I created in my program is to reduce inflammation. Everything from phase 1 in my program until phase 4, the supplements that I recommend, the amount of supplements they take, the combination of the food, the whole protocol is always me, Thiago, focusing on everybody to reduce the inflammation. Why? Because this is related to survival, to happiness, to quality of life. Otherwise, you get older, instead of feeling better, you spend your whole year, your whole life trying to earn money for a great retirement. But if you get sick, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to spend all your money with medication. Many of you already take medication. I know people, women, 50, 40 years old, taking already 2, 3, 4 medications. That's not acceptable. You cannot accept this to yourself. You cannot accept this. It's something that's a red flag that your body's showing you. Your goal is do everything that you can, be more proactive than ever, because now you are over 35. Now your cells are going downhill. You need to be proactive because you can always improve that, optimize that, live better, modulate your hormones, even if your progesterone, your estrogen, your cortisol, everything is can mess up your life a lot when you are, for example, in postmenopause. Can it mess up your life like crazy? You never had hot flashes, now you have. You never had insomnia, now you have. You never had weakness, now you have. One of the things that create weakness, you feel weak, muscle weakness. Guess what? What is that? Lack of protein. When you are not eating protein every single day at the right amount, you start feeling weak. Tell me, I need more energy in my body. Show me the amount of protein that you're eating. Show me here. Let me see. Ah, Tiago, but I'm eating magnesium, but I'm eating that supplement. I'm taking this. I'm taking coffee. Do you really think that coffee is more important than protein take for your energy? Protein is 10 times more important than coffee. 10 times for your energy level. So if you to feel like energized and strong. 10 times more important. And guess what you are seeking to have more energy throughout the day? Guess. I know. Your coffee. When you think of I need more energy, you go to coffee instead of going to more protein. By these type of behaviors, I can see that you need to study about your body a lot. Based on this type of behavior, when you think about solution for you, I need more energy, and then you go to coffee instead of increase your protein, I know already that there are many things that you are missing about yourself. I can see straight away. When you have insomnia, when you have poor sleep, and then you are watching Netflix at 9 p.m., I already see that your behavior will never match your results. Why? Poor self-awareness. You're never related. Tiago, my movie, the movie that I love, 9 p.m. here, is Saturday. It's Friday night, Tiago. I deserve this. Your body deserves you feel better, healthy the next day. You are prioritizing short reward and long-term pain. Instead of short-term pain, avoiding, for example, watching a movie that will excite your brain and then you're going to have more insomnia. You avoided this, so short pain for a long-term reward. You're going to feel better because you're going to sleep better. Guys, be aware. Right now, I wanted to do this. I'm cleansing the lenses of your eyes now. Cleansing. Still blurry. Many wrong behaviors you are making. When you think, another behavior, when you think of losing weight, feeling healthier, you automatically think of what? Restricting yourself like crazy. I'm going to stop eating carbs. Based on this type of behavior, I can see that your self-awareness, your knowledge about your own unique body is completely wrong. I need to diet because I'm fat. Summer is coming. And then you automatically think of carbs instead of focusing on the protein. Thiago, are you saying to me that the protein is crucial for my weight loss? Guys, it's not like 5% of your weight loss. It's 100% of your weight loss. And besides that, to sustain your weight loss, protein is crucial. You never lose weight and keep your weight off without having high amounts of protein. All of you who are eating small amounts of protein, you always lose a bunch of weight. Some of you, a little bit of weight, but it doesn't matter. Who cares if you lose weight? But after 6 months, you gain your weight back again. Guess why you gain that weight back again? Because the amount of protein you're not having enough every single day to sustain that, to keep your weight off. Basic strategies, basic mistakes. Okay? I want you to remember this. Remember, plant the seed in the right environment. What's the seed, Thiago? In this analogy, your protein. Plant in the right environment. So, your environment. Thiago, but why right environment? Your environment is just right when your stomach is strong to digest that protein. You plant the seed, that protein, in the right environment. So, it means that your stomach will digest that protein. Besides that, you need to watering the seed. Why? Otherwise, the plant will never grow. You never have a great, beautiful harvest. What is the watering? When you are working out, you are stimulating that muscle growth. You are stimulating higher, faster metabolism. You are stimulating healthy gut. That's watering. While you are eating more protein, you are taking care of your stomach. You are taking care of your mitochondria. You are taking care of your small intestine. This is watering. You are watering the seed. Shh. I'm impatient. Wait. Shh. Keep watering. I'm too busy. I think I'm going to give up. Wait. Shh. Keep watering. I really need result now. Wait. Keep watering. Shh. Sooner or later, boom. Beautiful tree. Harvesting now. It's time to enjoy all the sacrifice that you had because you were watering correctly. Now the tree grew. Now you achieved your great body, your great physique. Now you can say to yourself, okay, I'm proud of myself because I really avoided a lot of self-sabotage. I'm really mentally stronger. I'm really aware. I really have knowledge about myself. I understand my body now. I feel that I can't keep doing this by myself. That's why I say to everybody in my program, I always want to everybody in my program, all women, get that knowledge, deep knowledge, because I don't want everybody to depend on my program for the rest of their lives. I want everybody to understand, am I feeling hungry at that time? I know what to do. Boom. I'm having low energy. I know what to do. Boom. I want everybody to have knowledge. That's why everything yesterday I did a Zoom meeting with our clients talking about foods to prioritize and foods to avoid while they are reducing inflammation. I explained yesterday, well, like 1 hour Zoom call. And everybody, all the clients can watch the replay anytime. Teaching about the foods to prioritize and the foods to avoid when they are focused on reducing inflammation. Because you need to prioritize some types of food. And you need to avoid for some weeks some other types of food while you are strengthening your gut, while you are modulating hormones, while you are strengthening your digestive system, while you are literally reducing all the inflammation in your body. You need to do this. All right? Let's go to questions. Someone asked, what are the best proteins that you suggest? Are you asking the type? I always like plant-based protein and combined with collagen. Remember, collagen has more cysteine, an amino acid that's great for inflammation. But collagen has really poor amounts of lutein, an amino acid that's crucial for weight loss and that's crucial for muscle building. So it's low. So if you combine both, because at the same time, plant-based protein is not really high in cysteine. Collagen is higher. So if you combine both, amazing. I always have this. Whey protein, some of you can have as well. But what's the point? Many of you have too much inflammation, really poor gut. So whey protein can be a little bit risky for you. So I don't know your situation. So if I know your situation, I can suggest yes or no. But the amount, it's crucial to have a customized plan. In our program, we always focus on customizing this. Someone asked, he said animal protein. Remember, guys, remember, you always find vegetable protein. You always can reach your goal having vegetable protein from food, but this is much harder. Much harder. You have a lot of protein in tofu, firm tofu. In tofu, you have tyrosine, the amino acid for your thyroid. In tofu, you have cysteine, the amino acid to reduce inflammation. You have in tofu, like made by soy. You have that. You have in beans. But how many of you have gas when you eat those type of foods? In lentils, you have. You have in peas. Peas, you have great amounts, especially if you have plant-based protein based by pea. Peas is great. What's the point? Is because when you're eating the food, for example, let's say you decide to eat more lentils. First thing, you have more chances, if you are not soaking them, you have more chances of feeling bloated. And then remember, the first thing that starts the inflammation is when your body doesn't digest and absorb the food. So if you're having bloating when you're eating some type of food, red flag. It's a red flag that your body is not prepared yet to eat that food. That's why in my program, we teach the right timing to introduce some types of food that can be more risky. Because remember, it's never about the food. The food is amazing. Beans are amazing. Amazing, like top. But many of you are not prepared to have that base because of the inflammation in your poor digestive system that you don't have optimized yet. Once you optimize, you go to the next phase. Or because you're not soaking them properly. Or because you're eating tofu in the evening. Wrong. Too late. 9 p.m. eating tofu. You're going to have a lot of gas, a lot of bloating. Inflammation will increase. Wrong strategy, wrong strategy. But remember, you have protein tofu, you have protein in peas, you have protein in chickpeas. But let's suppose you eat more. Thiago told me that there is protein in chickpeas. Yeah, but there is a lot of carbs in chickpeas as well. So you're going to increase the protein, but at the same time, the carbs. Remember, carbs from those type of foods are great, amazing, amazing. I'm not talking about this. Don't confuse here. Making mistakes after this life. Carbs from this type of vegetables are great. But what's the point? Is because you're increasing too many things and you are not reaching your protein take yet. So that's why all of you guys who are vegan, you need to go harder. That's what I have to say. Just go harder. You can reach it. If you're not having the help from plant-based protein or collagen, for example, you need to go double hard. But it's possible, 100% possible, as long as you take care of your gut to have the capacity to digest that. All right. But remember, animal protein is easier. Animal protein is easier. Pick your heart, guys. Pick your heart. Someone asked how much zinc and magnesium needed. Remember, if you eat, it will always depend on how weak is your stomach. Some of you will need 10 milligrams. Or other people will need 25 milligrams. Other people will need, for some weeks, 40, 45 milligrams taking the supplement. Just because their stomach is really destroyed. They have a lot of problems. So these really should be customized. So always, we in our program, we always discuss about that. When the person has a coach, the person can always ask this to her coach. I have the whole team, guys. In my program, I have a holistic doctor. In my program, I have holistic nutritionists. I have the whole team to help. Besides this, I do group calls with all the clients. Yesterday, I did a Zoom call talking about the best foods to prioritize while reducing inflammation and the foods to avoid while reducing inflammation for some time. Magnesio as well. Magnesio is great. Magnesio, all of you guys always need to have around 300 milligrams to 550 milligrams. The last paper from 2021 showed that people live more when they are taking around 550 milligrams per day of magnesium. That was the last paper. But how was a milligram the amount that you are eating? If you're consuming like 50 milligrams, red flag for you. Red flag. Someone asked, how do I increase digestive fire? Digestive fire? I didn't get that. How do I increase digestive fire? Do you recommend apple cider vinegar for that? Apple cider vinegar is great for you to increase even strengthen your gut microbiome and optimize your digestion. Yes, and flatten the curve of your glucose when you are putting your food. I teach exactly how to do this. I have a video training in my program teaching how to use apple cider vinegar correctly. The most important, the type of apple cider vinegar, the amount of acidity, what they need to prioritize when they buy in like any supermarket. I have a video teaching that in my program. So if you are really have a lot of doubts, just send me a DM and then we can discuss how we can help, okay? Cool. Guys, remember, always focus on the whole combination of foods and nutrients. The mistake number one that I will see you doing is when you prioritize one food. Apple cider vinegar is amazing, blah, 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 blah. Let me buy tomorrow. And then you just focus on apple cider vinegar. Are you having a big illusion that you are thinking that this will solve everything? Is the connecting the dots. Frustration comes when you don't connect the dots, when you don't combine. Yesterday, I was talking to my clients, the best teas to guarantee that the detoxification in their bodies will increase. I was talking about teas. I was talking about some types of vegetables that they need to prioritize. That's why it's never one tea, one vegetable, one carbs, one protein, one fat, one supplement. It's the whole thing, and then you connect. The puzzle, it's a puzzle. Guys, the most important question, most important part is now. The most important part is now. Anybody who left the life will lose that part. The most important. The most important part is, what's the amount of protein? What's the amount of protein that I should eat? Write this down. Remember, there are two categories, two goals. If you want only to survive, have like a miserable life, you're gonna follow the recommendation, an old recommendation, that the amount of grams of protein was low. But if you want to optimize, and if you want to follow the last research that focus on weight loss and muscle building, your priority, that the amount that you need of protein is always related, to be easy for you to understand, is related to the weight that you have. So all of you guys need to be aware of this. In pounds, 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per pound. Tiago, if I'm 100 pounds, one example, if I'm 100 pounds, do I need 100 grams for me to optimize. I'm just giving the example. Yes. This is the top one. The top, when you are really exercising already, you are doing everything constantly, you really need that. And if you're over 40, you need, guys, remember, the older you become, the more protein you need. Otherwise, you can easily have sarcopenia. You can easily feel weak. Why? Our muscles go downhill after 40 years old. We start losing 1% of our total lean muscle every year after 40. We need to keep giving more protein to our body while we are strengthening our muscles at the same time. Because I'm telling you, that's why I'm telling you here. You can never have the same behavior when you are in your 50s, 40s, same behavior compared to 20 years ago. Never, never. You need to go harder because your muscles are going downhill. Everything is going downhill. But it's possible to go up again if you take action. If you take action correctly, by the way. Many people take action, but they go to another street instead of going to the right street. They go to another route. That's another thing. 0.7 to 1 grams per pound. Tiago, in kilograms. Tell me in kilograms. 1.6 grams to 2.2 grams per kilogram. So if you are, for example, if you have 70 kilos, to be easy for you, you can literally double. You can multiply by 2. For example, you have 70 kilos and you are exercising already intense. You are really focusing on building more muscle and losing weight and optimizing, live more. You multiply by 2. Should be easy for you. Multiply by 2. It means that you need 140 grams of protein per day. Tiago, that's too much for me. Yeah, that was too much of weight that you gained. You are noticing that the amount is proportional to the weight that you gained. So now you need to, at least, you don't need to hit the target necessarily like crazy, go super strict. Your goal is at least to focus on increasing. The closer to that number, the better. The closer, the better. Tiago, I'm 300 pounds. So you are telling me here that I need to prioritize 0.7 grams to 1 gram per pound. What should I do? In your case, that's unrealistic, the amount of protein. That's crazy. But in theory, that's the crazy part. In theory, no, not in theory. In practice, that's what your body needed because you accumulated a lot of fat, a lot of weight. But in your case, you need to start with the lowest range, 0.7. And it's like water. Water is related to your weight as well. So the heavier you are, the more water you need. Some people are really in stage level 3 of obesity. The amount of water is crazy. Your goal, remember guys, I said this phrase to my clients yesterday. Winners win because they make a mistake or they make something wrong, but they go back on track quickly. They feel down for one day, but they go back on track the next day. Winners act quickly. So if you want to have a winning mentality and get to your goals, if I'm telling you here the amount of protein that you need is related to your weight, and then you feel discouraged when you hear the amount, your priority is not feeling discouraged. It's just being aware that, okay, I will not hit that amount because it's really hard for me. My stomach doesn't have that capacity because I'm not taking care of my gut. My gut is inflamed. I will not eat that. So we never recommend our clients to go super crazy in protein at the beginning. We always start talking about protein, increasing more protein to our clients when we notice that the client is already strengthening her gut microbiome, her stomach, that her gut is already having the capacity to eat a little bit more of protein. Your goal to encourage yourself is doing what? Say, okay, I did my calculation here. That's the amount. Wow, that's a lot. I know that's a lot because my weight is a lot. So that's why it's proportional. But my goal, I'm going to just focus on increasing a little bit. I'm going to focus on protein that will be easy to digest because I'm going to help my stomach. You're thinking of that. Because if you struggle, many of you struggle with solid protein, that you need to chew. Many of you struggle. Many of you. You even don't have hunger in the morning. So how are you going to eat like a bunch of eggs? You won't. So that's why when you have plant-based or collagen or any plant protein like powder, your life becomes easier because you can literally put a little bit of water and then you can put like 3 scoops instead of 1 scoop. And then it literally becomes the same volume. Easy. It becomes easier for you to increase. But remember, every single time that you do this by yourself, you are more likely to fail. Why? Because some days, if you feel demotivated, you screw everything and then you give up. And then you feel guilty. And then you judge yourself because you don't have anybody to talk, to ask, to discuss about your situation. That's why in my program, I always make sure we have coaches helping my clients. Because, guys, it's the roller coaster of life. Some days you feel up, some days you feel down. Especially you are women. You have the roller coaster of hormones. Roller coaster. Follicular phase, luteal phase, PMS, progesterone goes up, goes down, estrogen goes up, goes down. Some of you in postmenopause, your estrogen and your progesterone is already low. So some days you feel down. You don't have energy. If you don't have someone holding yourself accountable, you are much more likely to make mistakes and feel much more frustrated. You're much more likely. So that's why you have no idea. I decided in my life 5 years ago that every single thing in the area of my life that I want to optimize, I'm gonna hire someone. I want to buy a property, I'm gonna hire an expert in properties. I want to be top one in speaking about menopause, I'm gonna choose the top one scientist in menopause. I'm gonna study the most important papers in menopause, talking about menopause. I always decide the best. You should do the same in your life. If you really want to optimize, when you have someone helping you, guiding you, your life becomes 10 times easier, especially when you have a lot of questions, a lot of doubts. Okay? One of the things that you need to plant the right seed is the spiritual health, because your mind, the way that you think, your emotions, everything's affecting your results. Everything. You have no idea. If you don't give that same level of importance compared to your protein take, you feel frustrated as hell. You can eat like 100 100 kilos of protein, but if all the areas in your life, including the spiritual part, is not getting stronger, the emotional part is not stronger, you're gonna have a lot of mistakes. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. So get this to finish. Psalms 139, 11, 12. In the Bible says, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day. Plant the seed for you to have that encouragement that the world can be beautiful depending on the way that you are thinking about life. Your problems can be less challenging depending on how you're strengthening your mind, your spiritual health. All the problems that you see in the world, you just focus on controlling your environment, helping people around you. But for this to happen, you need to fulfill already your body. You need to put a lot of energy inside of you for you to have the capacity to get that energy, spread that energy to your family. That's exactly what I do. I always focus on myself first. Simple things, smelly, something that will calm down my nervous system, something micro. But I do because the way that I take care of myself, sooner or later I'm going to be so fulfilled, the bucket will be so full that I'm going to, by consequence, overflowing energy to people. That's exactly what I'm doing with you.